Hello, welcome to easyodds.com. My name is Ross Casey and I'm here with horse racing extraordinaire Jake Johns, who's been in great form yet again, and we're here to give you the tips for the Lockinge Stake at Newbury this weekend. But before we do, let's take a quick look back at last week. Jake, if you go back and watch the Victoria Cup video from last week, you'll see that he did pretty good.
Yeah, so last week we had the winner of the Victoria Cup, 20-year-old horse, handicap at this stage of the season, getting a winner, and that's pretty good, I think. I mean, I'm happy with it. When we did the video, I only had one bookmaker to go on, and he was 16 to 1 with Coral. At the time the video came out, it was 25 to 1 the field, 25 to 1 across the board. So yeah, 25 to 1 winner, went off 20 to 1. Really, really happy with that. Did really well from that kind of draw. Very weirdly similar profile to the Lincoln winner, trained by the same trainer, Charlie Appleby, same sire, same. Well, around Dubai, really odd kind of similarities. Apart from Flashfire, obviously needs good to firm ground. Absolutely, brilliant ride. Did it quite easily actually in the end. Won by 3/4 of a length, but always looked like he was gonna win. So yeah, 25 to 1. Obviously, really happy with that.
And it wasn't just the Victoria Cup that you were successful in.
Seventh Heaven. I didn't do this in a video, but I tipped it in my tipping article that would be on the Easy Odds site every day, in fact. But,
so make sure that you read that either through the app or on the desktop site.
Seventh Heaven went up really heavily back throughout the day. I tipped him at 5 to 2. Held on really well. Pretty impressive at Lingfield in the Derby trial, but I don't think he'll be winning the big one, the Epsom Derby, when it comes to it. Didn't look that great a trial, but still good. 5 to 2 was a pretty good price. He actually drifted to about 3 to 1 in the morning, and then got back to really heavily into 7 to 4, which happens quite a lot with these AP O'Brien horses. Done pretty good. And yesterday I had Edmund, who won, absolutely bolted up, tipped at 7 to 2, won by 13 lengths. Trained by Anne Hamilton, who is absolutely flying at the moment. I think she's 3 from 4 over jumps, so that's pretty, obviously, incredibly impressive. 3 from 4 is unbelievable. Won really easily, really nicely, 7 to 2. So that was a nice winner as well. Yesterday had a few places as well in between then, but they were the main winners.
And there's also been a bit of news about Ascot.
Yeah, a bit of news about Ascot. I don't know if you've seen my earlier Ascot video, but I've also written an article on it as well. Really, really early Royal Ascot tips for our Royal Ascot app that's out now, actually, isn't it?
It is, yeah.
Yeah,
correct.
So you can download that off the App Store. I think I made them in April, but now things have happened to make the horses that I tipped. I'm not sure if anyone got on them when I did it the time of writing, but I tipped Tepin, the American Wonder filly, for the Queen Anne, and Solo's out now, and he was big favourite, won 10 in a row, won 15 of the last 17, and he's out. So Tepin's been massively, and Tepin also really, really impressive on Kentucky Derby Day at Churchill Downs. Unbelievable, one of the best performances of the day. Including the Kentucky Derby. Hard to say, really quickly. But so she's short now. She's about 6 to 1 best price, tipped at 10 to 1. I also tipped Found, who since the video and since writing won really, really well at Curragh. I thought she would obviously come on for her first run, like she usually does. I thought she would have beaten Jack Hobbs anyway, but Jack Hobbs is also out, so now she's very short. She's 7 to 4 in places.
And what was the best price that you got?
4 to 1.
4 to 1.
So that's all right. And then Buratino bombed out in 2,000 guineas, which I was worried about. Didn't say the distance. Going to step back to 6 furlongs for the Commonwealth Cup, which is what I hoped for. Tipped to 16 to 1 now, about 14 to 1, 12 to 1 in places. So that's the news.
That's the news from Ascot. Of course, the app is available from the download app store, so we'll have the link at the bottom of this page for that to download once you've heard the main reason that you're here for this video. And here we go. Let's get stuck into the Lockinge Stakes at Newbury. After we bigged you up, Jake, we've already told all these viewers how good you are at horse racing tipping, and let's find another winner.
Yeah. So first up, I'll just go through this. This is not a vintage renewal of the Lockinge in any way. I mean, there's not that many great Group 1 performers in there, to be honest. I mean, compared to some years, like Frankel's won it before. It's obviously not got anything at that level, but obviously no race has anything at that level. But we'll start off with the favourite, Tormore. I'm not too keen on him. He's pretty exposed at this level. And and he kind of, I think he's like, I think he probably is a really good Group 2 performer, maybe a bad Group 1 performer. This is a bad Group 1, but I don't know if he might. I just don't fancy him. I think we know all about him. I don't think he's got that much improvement in him. I don't think he's. I just don't think he should be favourite, Joel.
Okay, so moving on from the favourite, where else should we look?
Well, I'll just go through the top three in the market. Lamato, second favourite, trained by Henry Candy. I think it's going to be too soft for him. I think he's shown to best effect on good firm, good ground. It's not going to be that. It looks to be sunny on Thursday and Friday, but I think it's going to be pretty rainy until then, and it's soft at the moment. So I think it's going to be too soft for him. Okay. Cody Bear, acts with give underfoot. He came second here on debut. Won a pretty poor celebration chase at Goodwood last season, very impressively though. But I still think he could be. I don't know. He could be. He's got a bit of improvement in him. He's got a bit of scope, but I don't think he's going to win. Clive Cox's trainers had a really good start to the season, but I'll be going for elsewhere. And then next in the betting is one who I really like. Currently around 12, 10 to 1. Bellardo, given way too much to do at Sandown by James Doyle, was miles back. After about 2 furlongs, he's too far back. There's no way he was going to get to the front. There's no way he was going to stay on that far. He'd given them way too much of a start. And he made up a lot of late ground. I just couldn't get there in time. But yeah, he's one of them who will absolutely love to give underfoot. He's a different horse on soft ground. He's a different horse on good to soft ground. He's better on soft. The softer it is, the better. Maybe might not be one heavy, but soft, perfect, good to soft, also good.
Do you know what the expected ground will be?
I think it's going to be soft, good to soft in places. That'll be my estimate from now, looking at the weather and the fact that the ground's soft at the moment. He won the Dewhurst 2 years ago when he was 2-year-old. Obviously, is on soft. He looked to be getting back to near his best last season. He got within a length of Solo at Ascot. He was obviously unbelievably good at over a mile. And this race has been the plan for quite a long time. Roger Varian's in really good form. Absolutely so hot on him. Really.
It's around about 12 to 1, right?
It's around about 12 to 1, 10, 12 to 1.
Excellent. Sounds like a good price.
Yeah. And another one that I like is Masoub, trained by John Gosden. Most of his form's on better ground, but he won the Earl of Sefton Stakes on good to soft. He beat really good markers in Air Pilot and Tullius in that race. Air Pilot was rated 116 at the time, he was rated 110, so he's obviously improved. He's still quite unexposed actually, because he only ran once as a 3-year-old, didn't run as a 2-year-old, and then he had a full season as a 4-year-old. He's won 5 from 7. He went over too far at Newmarket on one of his losses, which was over 12 furlongs. He also lost at York, where loads and loads of favourites got beating at the meeting, the Ebor meeting in August, and it was just odd ground. It was sticky ground. Loads of horses didn't go in it. For example, prime example being Golden Horn being beaten by Arabian Queen, 50 to 1. Massive odds on against 50 to 1 in the German International. I really fancy this one as well. This one's about 16.
Discount that race a little bit.
Yeah, you can. I think. Well, yeah, you can't discount it completely, but I just don't think a lot of horses didn't show their form, and it was. And those are his only 2 losses. He's won 5 from 7. He was really impressive last time, like I said, in the Earl of Sefton Stakes. Yeah. He's about 16, 18 to 1. I'm not sure at the moment about the prices because there's not that many people pricing up, so he could go off anything, but. He's going to be an outsider.
Currently, best price 18.
I think it's 18, 16 to 1, but I think he's got a good shout. But he might be backed closer to the time. Obviously, it's Gosden, probably likely to have Paul Hannigan on board as well. I'm pretty sure the card isn't even in yet, so he's not guaranteed to go there. But I think he's going to. Bellardo, I think, is definitely going to. But yeah, those are my 2 best bets, both each way. Bellardo and Masoub.
Excellent stuff. There's more tips there from Jake Johns for this weekend at Newbury at the Lockinge Stakes. Thanks very much for watching, and don't forget to watch more of our videos on a weekly basis. Subscribe to our channel on a little button just above Jake's head there. Click that button there and you'll be subscribed, and every single time that we do a video like this, it'll pop straight into your profile. So thanks very much for
You
watching.
won't miss a 25 to 1 winner.
Absolutely, you won't miss another 25
And
to 1
quite a
winner.
few losers as well.
And of course, it's not just horse racing. If you're into your football, I'll be doing football tips on a weekly basis to follow up from yesterday's 13-2 winner. So don't miss out on our tips. We're doing really well. Press that subscribe button, and thanks for watching. I've been Ross Casey. This is Jake John.